Hey Pi, hey Sep. How are you doing today? Hope stuff is gaming. Uh yeah. The is it gonna say it's audio level okay. But just my mic, so there's no real point in asking that just yet. Oh dear. Uh so I should probably explain what's going on with this competition for people who don't know. So basically what it is it's being hosted by Mr. Psycho 2 on YouTube, and it is a a tournament which is normally set up a bit different to normal. So you have the different teams, and each team has to fight every other team, and once that is done, you get points based on how well each machine does in its fight. And because of that, it means you have to have a lightweight and a middleweight and a heavyweight and a super heavyweight. And that's not normally how I play the game. I don't normally build lightweights at all, because even though in the game, for whatever reason, they're like 250 weight units, which I'm just going to assume are kilograms, which is ridiculously heavy. That's enough to fit like about one motor in this video game. It's really annoying. Gale of Celia to God damn it, buddy. That that is fair. Right. Uh so that's the team splash. It's got the logo and stuff we're going. It says London on there, but I've actually entered as, hey Winnie, hope you're doing well. There's London on there. I've actually entered from the Isle of Wight, because London is like huge and doesn't really represent where I live. But also I don't want to like get more specific than London, because that's like getting towards doxing myself, which obviously is not a good idea. So I've entered as a team from the Isle of Wight, which is like a tiny island off the coast of England that people only go to for holidays. Don't lie, you live in Wales. Okay, Zeb. Also, hi Zeb. Hope you're doing well today. I could really do with some like music or something. Let's see. We can music festivals. Yeah, yeah, there is a music festival on the Isle of Wight, isn't there? Let's see if we can get Team playlist going. Where in heck is playlist? On your bucket list? Fair enough. My hearing is too sensitive to be able to do live music, I feel. Oh, here we are. It's the thing. I managed to find the fine. I'm trying to get it low enough so you can still hear me, but it's not like stupidly low. Right, that'll do. Drum spinner. Yeah, that's another thing. This game is slightly crappy, so it doesn't really let you build a lot of the weapon types properly. So like that's the closest approximation that I could think of to building a drum spinner. It's just like a a bunch of samurai swords attached to a rotating plate. I've just realized the game has in-game music, and that's going to be incredibly awkward. Horizontal spinners in this game have a there's no torque on any of the motors, so they have a tendency to just hit the opponent and instantly stop, which is not preferable. Crab claws epic. Yes. Okay, let me just turn off the in-game music. So, fuck. Do I not have figured properly? Robot Arena 2? Hello? Hopefully, yeah, okay, it did show up. Wonderful. It's always nice when it's actually captured properly. So, robots. First of all, we have Chloe the Crustacean. Gonna be lurking because you're working? Fair enough. Oh yeah, my team names on this game are like great. I've got like new team and I've got I clearly put a lot of work into these teams. Anyway, here's Chloe the Crustacean. Ignore this green thing. This is for the AI. It basically tells the AI when to fire the weapon. But it's really quite compact in here. And although it looks like there's a bunch of empty space at the back here, the way the weight of the chassis, that's definitely a put. The way the weight of the chassis works is I believe it's calculated on the surface area rather than like the volume and stuff. So I think this is actually lighter than doing it as a square bit, but I might be wrong. But hey, so you know, this does about what you expect. It's a lightweight, it's incredibly slow. Oh hey KJ, how are you doing? Hope you are doing well. So yeah, it's slow. It's also got a paint glitch on the corner here, which I don't quite know why or how to solve, but I'll fix this at some point. Battery power is weak. I demand nuclear. It clearly seems like the way to go. I'll just fit a nuclear reactor in this tiny robot. Right. So next we'll have to switch weight classes. This is Quasar, which is a quote-unquote drum spinner, which completely isn't a bunch of samurai swords tied together. And it's quite empty on the inside, but it's also because it's a wide boy. And it's also completely uncontrollable, but that's not a problem. I'm sure. There's that. It's got this spike here as well to protect the motor, and it does a surprisingly good job. I don't know how it manages to do that well, but it does. Here's Roadman, which is just a metric fuck ton of saws. It's got a surprisingly good wedge on the back of it, but yeah, there's no point in that because the AI just won't use it. The AI is not smart enough to try and work out that wedging an opponent is a strategy, so that's that one. And then finally we have Permanganate, which is just a wall of ram plates and an axe. I was trying to see if I could build a super heavyweight which wasn't just like a billion weapons spammed everywhere, and I think it's actually managed to work much more effectively than I would have thought originally. And the little like holes out the side here, these are self-righting mechanisms if it gets flipped over somehow. I'm tempted to see if I can actually put an made with 90% real manhole covers. Yeah, I completely didn't steal them. I wouldn't do that. It's fine. I'm tempted to try and put an AI smart zone up here, so if one of the AI ends up here, it can actually work like a front hinge flipper, because I've actually, in testing, managed to throw multiple opponents over the wall doing that. But I don't know if that's a stupid idea, or if it will even work with the two separate smart zones. So, this is where the game immediately crashes because I try and open a drop-down menu, but we'll see. What I'm going to do is effectively just fight against all of the AI the AI from the first series of Robot Rampage League. Yeah, that's what it's called. My brain was just like, why don't I be full of nothing? That is very helpful. What I'm not gonna do, I'm just gonna drive them as if I was driving them. I don't want to drive them like the AI. I have them AI'd. I know how they do AI'd, but I don't want to like. I don't want to say I don't want to give the game away, but like. Okay, this song's kind of cringe. Let's see what else is there. Fire Mountain. Right. Oh, what I didn't do actually is I didn't select the arena. So this is the arena that is used for the Robot Rampage League. It's got fairly low walls. It's got these grinders in the corner which do like 3 bajillion damage, and I definitely don't use them as a crutch to win all my matches. So we're up against Overvolter first, which is kind of like Chloe except vertical. And basically what's going to happen here is we're going to become a pancake, because there's not really much. I can try and get around to the side of Overvolter, but it's just going to spin in place. Because these robots are both glass cannons. Actually, I've taken the wheel off. Let's see if we can get the other. Nope, come back here. If that thing hits me, yeah, I'm in trouble. So that way, let's just. The audio fine. I feel like the audience might be a little loud. Well, it has no wheels. It is certainly a box now. The little crab that could. I sure hope so. Take this, you fool. There we are. So, yeah, the other thing I will say about Chloe, bully, hell yeah, is that it was kind of inspired by Cora in Mr. Psycho's Discord, who was building a twin Redbird power, which is the drive motors in this thing, powered side axe. Because I previously the robot was called Charlie, and it was effectively had static spikes, and it would use drive power to like whip round and try and hit stuff. But all that happened was the axes fell off every single time. So I thought I'll see if I can upgrade it to have the attacking the side axes with the Redbirds, because that seemed pretty good for a lightweight, and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Bullying is what occurs when multiple featherweights fight a featherweight. Yeah, that did happen at Norwalk a bit. Waterproof sealant. So this is Jinx, which is a side hinge flipper, but it has like terrible ground game, so we're just managing to kind of hug it to death here. It did flip us over, but it did like basically no damage in the process. The This is actually doing much better than I expected. I expected it would just kind of get flattened in every one of its fights, but that's a decent amount of damage. The thing is, you do have to consider the fact that the AI is dumb. It's like your lightweight nightmare fuel. I am interested to see that in action, see how that does. Oh, overclock. This is going to be a disaster. This is a piston poker, and the pistons in this game don't obey the laws of physics that much. Oh, I've eaten them. Well, there we are. Oh. Getting stuck on the floor a little bit. Bonk. The crab is hungry, yeah. Crunch. Oh. The other thing is because the wheels are quite far back, it has a tendency to like tip forward and then be a little bit of a problem. Right. Pink Chaos have Unprettier, which is a problem because it's got defenses in exactly the correct places where the axes are going to hit, and it's got that that spike. You know what? I am just going to go at them as if I was the AI, because this is what's going to actually happen if the AI is fighting. Pancake has happened slightly. I can get round to the side though because I am keen. Take this, fool. Oh no. Yeah, I don't really want that. Is it brand gen to decide if your motor goes out? Your motor... I'm sorry, these people didn't have their anchor license yet. But the motor doesn't... Motors in this game, and like even batteries, if you run out of batteries, your robot can still move. Just really slow. The So what it is with the sparks and stuff is if you see this bar, this is your health bar, it starts full. Mine is currently empty, which is why it's flashing. And after that you get 3 hits. So you have green, yellow, and then red. You can see Unprettier here is on red, which means if I hit them with a weapon once, they're going to get KO'd. Although they are getting counted out right now. There we are. The thing is that it's per weapon component and not per hit. So you can get 3 control board hits, as they're called, in one strike and just like KO a machine. Right. Here's X Factor, which is a horizontal undercutter spinner. And if we can't nom the motor, we're going to have some problems here. Like this, you fool. Oh, this ain't looking good. Oh no, not the wheel, please. Ah! I was holding forward and the robot's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a pirouette. Ah, yeah, we didn't want that. And now we have no weapons. Thing is, we have Redbird Drive, so we're still relatively fast. I say as... Oh, all gone to crap. And we're KO'd. There we go. But that was quite decisive, unfortunately. Got all the spooky music at the moment for whatever reason. Ah, and now another horizontal spinner in Voidwalker. Oh goodness gracious! This is what I get for being a leg breaking bully. I mean, I think you're right, to be honest. That might very well be the case. Come here. Thou fool. I'm holding W right now. I did not press any tide movement keys. I'm hoping I can just, like, block the damage with my face for long enough to, like, KO them. Oh, that's not ideal. Hey, oh no. As it turns out, it was no use. Hang on, let's... Fittingly, we now have to crab roll. To each other. I'm being messaged on Steam. It's not something I ever thought would happen. Oh no. Ooh. Come back here and I will bite your legs off. Take this, you fool. He's been counted out. Come on, fall over. Ah, boo. Like this. No! Now we're upside down, which doesn't really change anything at all. This way. Good. I'm moving the wrong way. I want to move that way. So this shows you how you can kind of... Oh. You can show movement with one wheel. With 0 wheels, however, not so much. And did I say things can be seen to follow? I don't. I did because I got distracted by the Steam messages. Just remove Steam from existence quickly. But thank you for the follow. Horizontals OP, don't nerf. They are very good in the lightweight class. Right. Now we're up against the Mantines and Hailstorm 4, which just got upgraded about oh, that's a physics glitch, but I'm just gonna leave it because hey hey. Just got upgraded like half an hour ago, by KJ, who was / is in chat. I can't see who is in chat, but it's fitting directly into the claws of the crab and getting completely crunched. I get KJ's over. What's your heavyweight multi could ruin the lightweights? Yeah. I was considering a... Ah, god damn it. Hey Dragon, thank you for the follow. You like the crab bot? Thanks. So this is what we call a game crash. Oh no, it wasn't. Hallelujah. I thought it had done the normal thing it does when it doesn't like the fact that drop-down menus exist and just immediately crash. But it didn't. So now we're up against Whipwreck, which we're just going to have to box rush and hope it doesn't take our wheels off. It's a sit and spin Thwackbot. And we one-shot its weapons, so I think that might be a win. I have a slight feeling. Right, die, you fool. You thought you could challenge the crab? Push him into the grinder. Hey Sam. Hot blade. Hey Simba. Look at him though. Whipwreck is 100% made of paper mache. Yeah, you're correct there. You are definitely correct there. Who's up next? Team Evian and Orblob. Oh, now to play a game of... Is this a crash? Or is this just a game of hooting? Come on, video game, you can do it. I believe in you, Robot Arena 2. 6 gigabytes from Mike 7? Alright, nice. Okay. So no matter what you thought, if it was a crash or just the game loading, it was neither. And the game behaves like the Axe AI. Give me a second, I've just got to like sit here and contemplate my life choices while you're trying to play the video game. Right, so this is like a vertical spin that spins downwards or something? It is doing a lot of damage to us, I'm just hoping we can kind of out-damage it. We cannot out-damage it. Uh-oh. Oh, the front of the crab is looking very flat. This is... That's ideal. There we go. Now, this is what we call an improvised wedge. And here's El Gringo, which I believe is armored in plastic, so I do believe, hopefully, we're just going to be able to nom... Is that 800 on that hit? I think that was 800 on that hit. Yeah, Chloe's quite compact, which is a bit of a problem because it can struggle with stuff. It took me a while to get this as compact as possible because I wanted to have the weight for weapons on there, but it's just not entirely easy. I'm very much trying to... I can't hit the chassis just because of the... I've only made one bottle smaller. Ah, fair. Right, let's see... Yeah, there we go. Who needs wheels anyway? I'm gonna push it into the grinder just because I can. Like that. Yeah, it is absolutely a heavy hitter, and when this thing loses, it loses very, very quickly and very badly. Avo Purple was like a microcycloid? Ah, right. Right, let's get Brickface. Chomp. I have a feeling Brickface is just going to take the arms off our weapon though. Oh. Hello? Face the opponent, please. There we go. Launch. Kind of like... I'm trying to munch on like the weapon axle, it's just not really happening. Maybe I should just try and go for the body. You're predicting a brick fest? Yeah, it might be quite possible. Well, we've taken a wheel off actually, so we might just be able to KO this thing. Come back here. There we go! That was a KO and a half, right? Oh, shit. I'm pretty impressed by that. Steam is like still open despite the fact it's completely not open. Why did I tab out when I had a drop down menu open? That was... Now I'm being told I should get a driver update. I'm like, I'm gonna stream for like the first time in 2 months. And then everything explodes. I really hope this hasn't just completely bricked my PC. Right. Oh yeah. Robot Arena 2 is gone. Let us... Okay. Let us reboot the video game. Oh, I forgot I turned the music off as well, because if this game crashes or you have to forcibly close it, it just forgets all your settings. Because it is the most wonderfully coded thing in the history of anything. Right, here we go. Where were we? Meta, who have Uglybot, which is another piston post, so hopefully... I forgot the arena again. This is so sad. RRL. Hopefully we can just launch the extenders and have all the weapons on the front of the fence there. Come on! There we are. Now the AI is just sitting there like, oh no. I don't know what's happening. We almost got stuck in the floor there, it's fine. Come here, let me give you a hug. There we are, one wheel. I'm not sure what the other wheel. Come on. Wheel. Gimme. There we go. Oh, he's spinning too quick. Most beautiful battle being made now. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that wheel. I'm going to grind with you. Right. Who's up next? Orlando Commandos with airtime, which is a piston flipper. And because pistons don't really abide by the laws of physics, it just kind of... I mean, it did flip me over, actually. That's more than I was expecting. Can you right me, please? I'd like to be on... I'd like to be the correct way out. Also, it uses these, like, forklift parts, which just have, like, exactly zero wedging ability. Let me! Let me! Let me! I'm not even trying to attack it, and it's still, like, got 0 points. Right. It's conch shell. Can I just tip it over? Oh! I've out-wedged the flipper. What is it doing? What you can hear in your head is nom 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 when the crab fights. Yeah, that's very fair. I've knocked it over. Oh, poor airtime. Can I just say that airtime is on Orlando Commandos, which was the winning team of Robot Rampage League Season 1. So it's either airtime is a blessing and it makes your team win despite being like the worst boss of all time, or Orlando Commandos just have a really, really strong lineup other than the lightweight, obviously. I'm gonna try and push him into this if I can. But I've heard we really like this merry-go-round attraction in the arena. So just don't be careful, it's a bit sharp. Fatality! It got 0 points still. Gotta love airtime. We give airtime shit, but the sole surviving Valley View bot over Volta has to live with being TKO'd by a forkless airtime. What is this? So here's Kinetic Creatures and Steel Dragon. Which is a saw spinner, which has managed to flip us twice, which, was that more times than airtime? There's as many times as airtime. It has a problem with the saws being like a million miles up the wedge, just not really able to hit anything. As you can probably see, I don't think they made contact with Chloe once. They just kind of nom-nom-nomming up the chassis area. I'm gonna be honest, this is doing a lot better than I would have expected, but maybe that's just when I did my testing, it was with the AI controlling everything. You may also be wondering what's up with this UI. I stole this from DSL just so I could put more robots on an AI team. So this is Firestarter, which is an asymmetric horizontal spinner. However, I think it's going to be quite a bit easier to beat than like Voidwalker and the like, because every weapon in the game has 1,000 health. Apart from the Razor Tip, which Firestarter uses, which only has 500. So we might just be able to crunch and munch on the Razor Tip and look at that. But actually looking at it again, they might be able to hit us with the hammer and stuff. They've also done a crap ton of damage in those 2 hits, so... Oh. Let's run away, see if we can get a run up and crunch them. There we are. One more of those. Oh. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, that was a complete whip. There we are. That was a frostbite. I guess 2 glass cannons will do that, won't they? And here's Bubblegum, which is another one of the not so good lightweights. It's got high power Z-Tech, which, well, they're intended to be called Z-Tech, but because I'm British, they're Z-Techs, and it just doesn't quite work because they're a parody of the real life E-Tech motor. Now the idea is to do that basically and speed you up and push you into the wall and stuff, but on Z-Techs, mate, yeah. At this scale, it just doesn't quite work. Yeah, it's got like serious drive power, but it's got like no weight behind it, so it just flies everywhere. It's kind of crazy. Do the thing! Oh, we'll see. I'm sure a robot will. Oh, it decided to take off the floor. I'm sure a robot will do the thing. I'm not quite sure if we can make Bubblegum do the thing if we knocked off. Well, it's not my wheels now. This is just a subtle hint that I think that robot might need healing at the Pokemon Center. Right, where are we? Sinister Creations and Overheat, which is another one of the Over robots, of which there are many. I believe this is a front, yeah, it's a front hinge flipper that fits perfectly between the jaws of the crab and what have you made for RL? So I've got Chloe here as my lightweight, and then actually I should just... A quick way to do this would be to just switch to the starting scene. And you can see, here's my team. Overheat and your lightweight feet together like a Tetris piece. You can also... The weapons on Dr. Bracket, do they hinge inwards or do they hinge outwards? I wasn't quite sure looking at it. But yeah, here's my team. It's got Chloe, which is my lightweight, Quasar, which is my middleweight, quote-unquote drum spinner, and Roadman, which is a sword spinner heavyweight, and Permanganate, super heavyweight axe. Out from in. Right, yeah, okay. That's the background scene. I've just realised this has also been running in the wrong resolution this entire time. Whoops. I was meaning to set this to that resolution. There we are, that should look a little better, huh? Right. I now need to, like, again, so I can actually see that and the like. There we are. Oh, we did this match. What am I doing? Right. So that's Overheat, and next we have Network, which is the last lightweight. It's another saw spinner, and I don't know why the saws are a darker colour because they should be. Turret walk intensifies? Hell yeah. The turret is amazing. Whoa, that's physics. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're invertible. So yeah, when... Oh no! So here we see Chloe deciding, as I was just about to explain, there are issues in this game with when you break off a motor, it becoming a landmine. And as I said that, as I was just about to say that, I ran into a invisible motor broken landmine, and my robot got pushed into the floor. It's really dark, that. Nightmare Fuel was a happy accident. We were messing around with MS Paint and inverting the colours. Dr. Bracket ended up being Nightmare. Yeah. I'm not very good at remembering names of stuff, so I remember the name Dr. Bracket. I didn't remember the name Nightmare Fuel, so I was like, I'm just gonna say that he knows what I mean. Oh dear. And we're in space. Network, you can't just like use a Fusro Dar when you lose the match. It's not fair. Right, let's see if we can like get around to the side and chomp the wheels so we don't get sent into another dimension. Of all robots to start doing this, I would have like Hive is the first thought, but like Network? Yes, indeed. Come here, you fool. Bump. Yeah, the weapon races do cause a lot of issues. Take this. And this. It's too wide to get a good bite. Right, there we go. You can try and get to the corner. We are actually able to hit the robot, which is a help. That extender is no longer on this plane of existence. It's gone. Just go to down it, to be honest. Oh, there we go. It is down for the count. That's the lightweights. Although there is another which well, that was an actual crash. I'm gonna quickly just set the resolution and music settings, close the game, and then reboot it. So that it saves. Hey, Ruby! Hope you're doing well. Hope class is not too cringe. Right. Robots. There are a couple of other robots, technically, because these are my... These are the rejected lightweights for my own team. Remember the arena this time. Here we are, we're a step ahead. I think the screen is cracked. Yeah, that's just... I put that there because of the amount of glitching that this game does and crashing. I assume the game's visible now, though. Otherwise, we could have problems. So this is Rusty Light, which got rejected for two reasons. First of all, it's a high-powered ZTech powered wedge. First of all is what you can see there, where it likes to just like reverse into its opponent for no good reason. The second thing is this was built like way before the current season of BattleBots, and because Rusty became such a beloved robot, I don't feel like I can enter with a bot called Rusty. It just doesn't feel right. Here we are. And as you can see, it's just like the AI just really doesn't know what to do with this thing. It's got too much drive power. Rusty brainwashed so many people, yeah. And as you can see, Chloe is just vastly more effective in general. I had times where Rusty would also just Rusty Light rolls. Oh no! It actually pushed me into the grinder there. I was not expecting that. I let my guard down because I just assumed this thing wasn't going to work. But it often tends to just KO itself running into the opponent's weapons. You enjoyed watching Beta end Rusty? Oh dear. I always say for people that have come from Mike's Discord, like, my stuff isn't generally like robot or BattleBots related, but I think I've infected a couple of people in my community with the fighting robots craze, which is pretty good because it is epic. I did not expect people to be sending me posts from the subreddit rather than the other way around. But I'm glad that's the thing. I didn't even do anything there, and Rusty was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna yeet a wheel. Some of you are veteran Discovery watchers. Yeah, I know you and your love for Discovery, guys. Here. Oh! Oh, he almost threw himself out of the arena there. Oh, you fool! I am crab walking as fast as I can, but I just can't quite get there. This is the kind of fight everyone signed up for, I'm sure. Crunch! Oh, I missed. It was on its final control board hit. The crab is crab walking. It is a little bit ironic. And this is Charlie. So Charlie is it's got similar kind of weaponry, but it tends to do that, and then you can just like take all of the axes and spikes and stuff off it. It also has high power Z-Tech drive as well, so it tends to do the like jump thing. Oh, it's not going to the ground, but that's not a winning strategy. Come on. Here, you fool. I'm not really doing that much to even hit the... But like, one static spike is all it takes for Charlie to like completely remove all of the like square extenders holding stuff on. Oh! I'm not quite sure what physics is doing here, but let's just... That apparently. Well, that certainly happened. The crab walking is just walking. I think that's very important to note. I did actually try doing a thing where I had the wheels on Chloe, one here and one here, so they were like V-shaped, and it could like strafe really quickly, but it moved forward at a speed like slower than a tectonic plate. It was quite bad. Right, so that's Chloe. Next we have Quasar, which is the middleweight open quotation mark drum spinner close quotation mark. Charlie had an elf of Chloe and you took the stuff out. I mean, technically they are the same robot. That's the canon I'm going with. So this is Galactic Fabrication, which is a Brit flipper basically. It's a two-wheel drive rear hinged flipper. And we're just gonna charge at it, and it's been knocked over. These sort of drum style spinners are not normally expected to do all that well, to do that much damage, but for whatever reason, Quasar is fairly decent on the damage front. We've taken, like, it's down halfway on its health bar already. I feel kind of bad here. We'll just make a melty brain. No! God damn it. You let your guard down for 0.1 seconds and you end up on the wrong side of the arena wall. This Galaxy bot inspired by 2012 Tumblr. Good job, mate, Kappa. Well, that was quite unfortunate. I'm like, this robot's way better than you expect it to be, guys. Trust me. And then, like, it just get flipped out in one shot. So, with how Samurai Swords prefer to work, Quasar does more damage than you expected, yeah. So, what it is you can add a custom skin to your robot in this game. This music is just like not the vibes, you get me? Pinball, hell yeah. Right. Wait, so it reminds me of Axolotl. Oh, it does, actually. It was originally built ages ago because my favourite robot on the reboot of Robot Wars as Magnetar. So I was trying to see if I could build something similar to Magnetar in Robot Arena 2, and it turned into Quasar, as you can probably see in the... that's how the naming came. And what I was saying about skins is by default they're 256 by 256, but as long as they're square and possibly a power of 2, I don't know if they have to be a power of 2, but as long as they're square, they can be any size you want. So I was seeing if I just got like a 1024 by 1024 picture of a nebula and just use that as the skin for the robot, how would that look? And actually, it turned out looking a lot better than I expected. And I quite liked it. So, we almost had a side quest. Which I should explain for people who haven't seen it. Alright, didn't really enjoy class. I should explain is when the robot just like chucks itself out of the arena without any kind of help from its opponent, basically. You also have to go to class? Oh, okay. See you, bye. I was thinking of something, but my brain is just like completely cut out. Do not get in trouble in chat. Oh dear. Have epic battles. We sure will. Yeah, bye. Right. So there goes Gizmo. That's a fairly quick KO, which is, I imagine, not what people would expect, but that's just how it is. And here's Dramatic, which is the Robot Rampage League's answer to a drum spinner. Not quite as wide, and also I've made a massive mistake. I've gotten the protection for the motor straight into the grinder. I'm just gonna beat them into the grinder and see how they like it. Amazing strategy. Right, there goes the motor. Music could do with being a tiny bit louder, and also not this, because the random... Oh no, this is... Yeah, this... Right. This is very, very dramatic music. Oh, hey guys, you guys. It's very dramatic music. Touch. Right. I should have got my music box so I could have played like the shitty laugh sound effect. That's a bit loud, isn't it? Volume balancing everything is difficult. Right. Here we are. So, I can't see chat. Right. So this is overthrown, which is front hinge flipper. I've just realised I've like completely not been paying attention to introducing these blocks, but that's fine. But we can kind of like do this thing where we just like ride up the wedge and grind away at it, and eventually it will just no longer have a wedge. There we are. But that is a problem for flippers. Like, this thing is pretty prone to flippers, but they do have to watch out for that happening. Right. Here's Iron Curtain, which is a piston poker that has, like, no damage output. We're probably going to knock over onto its face in 14 seconds. Oh. And as I say that, it hits our wheel twice. Right, get in there against the wheel. You fool. Oh, and there it is. It is done. Well, it's not quite the thing, but I guess it is the thing. Do I want to... Yeah, I'll let it down. So be more entertaining that way. What the hell was that? Like, does this... I've often wondered if this thing has gyro, because sometimes, like there, it kind of looks like it's getting off the floor. But I also don't know how much of that is just the wheel physics being funky, because the game does not really like robots with a wide wheelbase. It's somewhere around 3,700 damage that I incur from in a single hit. Now that is impressive, it must be said. I think it's hit on motor, which is not ideal. We should probably be trying not to. But I'm not too scared if worse comes to worse, just trying to wedge this one into the ground. Come on. There goes a wheel. Right, I've pushed it into the grinder anyway. There we go, it's done. Zoom! The other thing is the original version of this machine, I actually had I had to use component freedom to make this. The original version, the only way I could get the motor to kind of clip the chassis like that was to put it on a servo piston and mount it that way. And the game's crashed. Right, that's fine. That happens. Yeah, the bar on the back is kind of like a wheelie bar. I don't actually know if it necessarily needs to be there, but I figure it can't hurt. In the previous version, the first version I built, which wasn't Robot Rampage League legal, had Heartbreak. I've not actually tested this robot against Heartbreak and Seance because I just couldn't be bothered with fiddling around with the different game modes and stuff, especially when it likes to crash trying to do this kind of stuff. The original version had like almost devil horns on the back, which was pretty good, but that was actually, it was not a middleweight, it was a heavyweight, so it's like well overweight for what it is. Let's see if we can, how much we can bully these things. Oh, it flipped this, and the wheel's gone. That's a small problem. I did kind of need that wheel, to be perfectly honest. No, it's dead. Oh, there we are. That's not ideal, let's say. If my driving wasn't so cringe, then maybe this wouldn't have been such a problem. Right, take that and that. Try and very carefully hit them with the weapon and not the weapon motor and not the wheel. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Not the easiest thing in the world. Come on. Like that. And this! Right, don't get it. Sorry, the goofy Mario music while I'm just trying to like do anything against operating sales is way more amusing than it should be. We've got a KO, we've got a control bot hit on one of them, I'm not too sure which one of those it is. Flip over. Oh no, I'm not going to get beached here, am I? Let me down. Let me down. No. Oh, this is so sad. I've done a malice. I've got TKO completely stuck. Oh no. That is incredibly sad. Right. Right. So, Mantis and OMG, it's Dollar Store Razor. This is the best robot. Any robot that is fighting this robot is cheating, and Tornado is like the worst robot to ever exist. And Dollar Store, it's Razor and something to that degree. We're just gonna do some acrobatics here, get around to the side, try and shot the wheels. We've taken off the crushability factor while earlier while I was going on about how Razor is the best robot ever. Don't tell Razor fans Hypnodisc exists. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, we've almost got a KO here. Despite like flopping around the arena like a wet fish, we are almost KOing Razor. Up until the point we get beached with our wheels off the ground and hit about 1 billion times. There we are. That's a KO. I think it's Tornado Remake in RIO. Well, originally I was assuming Mantine was going to bring back the Moscow Mantines as is. I actually built a tornado cage for Quasar. And I was going to see if I could sweet talk Mike about it, because I know technically modifications aren't allowed, but the tornado cage version of Quasar was a lot worse, because it didn't even have the drum spinner. It just had like a drill thing on it, which was god awful. And it's a massive meme, so I was going to see if I could like sweet talk Mike into secretly allowing that to be a thing. But yeah, I don't think Razor is coming back, so that's not a thing we're going to see. Now, Mini Berserker is not a great robot, but it is actually quite scary for Quasar, because it has the real chance of doing that, or hitting a wheel, or hitting the drive motor. And I've really just got to try and out-wedge it and knock it over. Oh. Well, that was easy. Never mind. I'm just got to let it decide that it doesn't want to be on its wheels anymore, and then keep going. I'm just going to leave it against the wall, because it's probably going to KO us otherwise. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get greedy and try and see if I can push it into the grinder. That was not ideal driving technique. I'm going to say it right there. Oh. So now, that's another one of the problems with this robot, is just the wide wheelbase and stuff means it kind of, like, it doesn't like the floor very much quite often. It tends to just, like, take off on its own accord. Oh. There we go. Go Galaxy, go! Oh yeah. Well, we've removed all of the weapons from the... Oh, that was a invisible motor landmine there. I think I'm coming around it, so leave that general vicinity. Come on, crab walk over to me. I've just pushed it back over there. This is small brain. There we are. Got him. Next we have Team Evion and Spinning Cage of Death, which is a sort of full body cage spinner type thing. Except it's not quite It's not the most effective robot, let's say. It has a tendency to do that kind of thing and not really do a whole deal of damage. Really has the wave and the sub badge, but nothing has come through on the notifications. I'm just gonna thank you for the sub anyway, because that is incredibly kind, assuming that's what's happened. I've also not paid attention and lost the wheel again, so it's going to be another sort of... if I get KO'd by Spinning Cage of Death here, it's going to be embarrassing. Yeah, Scott Biddy It was merely on leg table mechanics, and that would have been pretty good. Oh, well, I think that might spell doom for spinning cage of death. There we are. Ready. What next? Baltimore Kestrels and Drigger, which is another piston poker. And they've for some reason got oh, my brain cuts out. It's got the ignore the green bit at the front of that picture that you saw. It's just the AI smart zone which is in the picture. Whoop. That's another problem. It tends to sometimes on hits get spun around and then expose the backside, which is just not armored at all. What happened there again? I did take off 2 swords in one hit. I've got to try and like pin it. What I'm not doing I should be doing, and I think the AI does do this, is trying to get them up onto where they're above the drum. The drum? Brain, what the hell is that? And just park from there and do damage over time. Come on. There we go. I might still be able to get controllable hits with this weapon while it's completely down, but we'll see. Get it off the wall. Whoop! What the hell? Yep, welcome to the physics engine of Robot Arena 2. That wasn't even like a physics glitch necessarily, that was just the wheels do that sometimes. Oh, let's not ring ourselves out. Oh. Sludgefest is not the goal of this game. Speaking of Sludgefest, I don't know how soon it is until we fight Sergio. Imagine fairly soon. Ah, well, there goes the wheel. Oh no! As I'm talking about not throwing myself over the wall, I almost do it. Let's just wait for the 10 count and not do anything funky here. Ready. Ready, who's up next? The C Team and Maths. Now, for people who aren't familiar with RRL, Maths is the scariest thing in existence. It does a crap ton of damage. And it will probably KO us, but I'm going to try to drive very carefully and not let it hit. If it hits the wheel, it's game over because it will just one-shot the wheel and then we're crab walking, we're done, it will just hit us. We have no control when we're crab walking. We also don't want it to hit the weapon motor. So if it hits the weapon motor, it's just exposed chassis and we're going to get KO'd. Because you can only take, your like health bar only gets damaged if they hit the actual chassis. I don't think I ever said that at any point. But them hitting the drum up front, oh, that's actually pretty good. That's cool. Go on top of that. Oh shit. Back up. We're doing some damage, but it's not as fast as I'd like against Maps, which can basically one-shot us if it... Ooh. Fuck. Come on. Into the triangle. Oh, there we are. There's the stuff going through. Thank you very much, Willie. That's really kind of you. Go. Well, we beat Maps. That's not something I expect to normally happen, but we somehow beat Maths. Oh dear. And then we're up against Crayson, which is just going to launch us into the stratosphere. This is an even worse matchup, to be honest. If we can get under the way, if we can get under the flipping arms, we've got a chance. But that's not happening, evidently. Come on, let me get my ground. Whoopsie. Zoom. We're just going to use the E-Tech Drive to try. This is what we want. There we go. I say Kraton's a harder matchup than Maps. It's not, it's just... like, it can go wrong a bit more quickly. I mean, to be fair, us losing that fork is probably us losing the fight, to be fair. We hear spinning. The boss fight music as we're fighting Kraton. This had happened when we came in against the Maps earlier, and then we had it the Maps and Kraton, which were the two boss middleweights in the league. That would have been amusing. We're just not quite getting the damage off on Kraton here. They're doing more damage to us. Oh, there we are. There goes the motor. Right, well, I've pretty much lost, so I'll be used to it. I'm not using clothes there. It does as much damage as it does automatic on the side of the disc. Yeah. So it's spinning. It is. Then yeah, there we go. When Dr. Baconburger, I think Steve, mentioned that about the drill thing and it's spinning faster, I was like, huh, that's probably why Quasar works. Hey, yeah, very good. And now we're up against Q, which is one of the, well, I say one of the MVPs of Orlando Commandos. Everything but airtime is an MVP. It's a sit and spinner. The melties don't exist through Arena 2, but it's basically a melty that can't translate while it's spun up. And the thing is with Quasar is that Q is also literally, yeah. No matter how many U's and E's you add, it's still Q. But we're just kind of able to, for whatever reason with Quasar, unless that happens, we can just kind of charge into it and get it stopped, and then from there take the wheels off. The Q is not as dangerous as I would have imagined it to be. Oops. Oh, that was not something off me breaking, that was something from Q. So there goes my, weapon. Weapon armor, so I now have to be a little bit careful. One of my wheels was pinned against the wall there, and I could only turn on the spot. That was very, very scary. There we are. There's the wheel. Just need a grinder. I think we can get it into the grinder. Well, that's a TKO at least. We can get the KO. At times that one kid gets carried by his whole team after trying hard. Yeah, it really is. Ready. Next we have Siege from the Kinetic Creatures. A bit of a tongue twister. And it's on its back. I like to think that we're kind of a bit like a Minotaur, where you can just like, or Minotaur as they call it in the States, where you can just kind of charge in with the drum and keep the aggression on, and then the opponent kind of has to counter that. The only issue is when that's a flicker, and this robot will probably just slugfest on those occasions, but that is fine. I almost rung out Siege there. Oh, that would have been... If I hadn't been so cautious of running my weapon into the grinder, that would have been out. Bye-bye, no longer in the ring. Oh, oh, get the KO. There we are. I actually get the KO before it counted out. So there's only a couple of teams left, and here's Sludge, the main man. Let's see if we can yeet it over the wall if we just sit still. No, not quite. That's a shame. We'll just have to do the same as we did to Gizmo and take all of the... Wow, it's almost KO'd already. That's quick. Ooh. That is the optimal strategy, is just to get
under the opponent and just sit there like that with the drum hitting against it. Just rack up the damage. Right, Team Smash has Planetary Conqueror, which I don't know if we're going to out-wedge it or if we're going to go up the wedge. The answer was neither. We just kind of like bopped it and it fell over. But here we are. Chuck it into the line, but may as well. It's over there. Oh. Yeah, again, that wasn't exactly what I intended to do, but it's fine. And Planetary Conqueror has lost one of the spike clubs. We're actually taking damage to the weapon later, so I need to be a little bit less blasé about just ramming them with no thought consequence. They've jammed up the drum. Oh goodness gracious, right. Oh, let's get the kill. I mean, we're just going to delete all the wheels apparently before we can get that KO shot. There it is. You may be able to conquer the planets, but the nebula is just too much, I'm afraid. Right, Cycloid is kind of similar to Clothes, this side hinge axe thing. But the problem is it can't really do damage to us if it's on top of the robot. So we're just gonna sort of toss it into the air a bit. Ooh, no, I don't like that. We're gonna toss it into the air with the drum. Keep hitting the chassis and the wheels and stuff until hopefully it gets carried. Or it's just gonna end up in the we're gonna end up in the ground. That's a bit of a shame. Oh, well there goes. Yeah, my weapon armor is spike is broken, but they've also lost one of our weapons. I'm just gonna try. Not do that. But the grinder is done. Come on. The other thing is, for whatever reason, Quasar just has exactly like zero ability to like wedge. There we go. I mean, we've kind of done it well. The Cycloid also detect drive. It seems very fast. I don't actually know that. Oh, and we tossed ourselves over by just existing, which is a thing that happens sometimes. Oh, this is so wobbly. Can we just like self-right by just... Yeah, we kind of can. Go over. Come on. Physics engine in this game is sure something. Oh, they didn't get counted out. Oh no! If they didn't... Oh, they've got no wheels. It's fine. I was going to say, if they don't get counted out here, we're in a problem, because I've just beat myself on the wall after almost throwing myself out of the arena. Oh, that would have been incredibly sad. Great. And now, Cleansing, which is kind of similar to Overthrown, except it has this, like, spiky wedge thing, which just isn't... It seems to wedge worse than no wedge, which is... And it's also got less weapon power, which is... I mean, good for us, because we can just kind of bully it around the box. But not so good for them, they just got out-wedged by a drum. I mean, we've kind of got a dustpan thing going on with the spikes. But, not really that much of a thing. Oh, let's not do that. Mistake. He's just going to run himself into the... Almost lost the wheel there. I have decided that that weapon would be better on the other side of the wheel. Just, you know... I think that's just a good decision. Oh, that's a team player. We're just so that is all of the middleweights. So now it is time for KJ's favourite, the upgrade to the Series 1 champion of Robot Wars from 1997. It's Roadman, which is just going to be called Roadman, but I made Roadman as a meme bot originally for a tournament I was going to run in like 2017. but I never got round to doing that because I didn't really want to use AI controlled robots. What it was is it was a heavyweight with reversible angle motor drive and like a burst wedge that didn't fire, and that was it. It had a saw on the back, but it was not really of any effect. So what I've done is I've upped the saw game massively, and yeah, decided that the back wedge just doesn't need to be a thing. And you've got furnace fun as well. It almost made Cinnamon do the thing there, but not quite. Just gonna... Yep, there we are. And it's over. Oh dear. The other thing is this amount of saws does a lot more damage than people would probably expect. Too. The issue is getting the KO shots, because saws, as people probably know, because they struggle to get the KO blows. Right. Now Mammoth, which is just all kinds of axes everywhere, and is quite scary. But hopefully, if we just ram it out of the back, we can just make it ride up the saws, and just kind of park it here, and do a bunch of damage. Oh yeah. I mean, if you're gonna run yourself into the grinder, I'm not gonna complain. There you go. That'll do. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and watch the watch the damage pile up. Oh, we got a tank out, which I'm gonna back up if that happens, so that I don't pin the opponent. Right. The other thing is that saws in this game are made of like actual cream cheese, and I'm not quite sure why, so they are just all going to fall off basically every match. But one of the advantages, I'm actually just going to wedge them. The AI won't do this. I'm going to. Like that. This. The other advantage of the saws is they do a bunch more chassis damage than they have any right to, effectively. And what that means is, as you can see, Mammoth can't even retract its axes right now because all of that stuff is taking so much damage. And that is actually kind of an advantage that we have. I'm just going to push them into the... It also slows down their drive motor a bunch, because in the second half of the fight we are able to outpush. So there's a KO on Mammoth. And here's Zika, which is going to be more of a problem because unfortunately I've not really been able to make the wedges on this very good, so we are going to have a little bit of flying lessons here, but it's not a major problem. We can get underneath. Oh. Come on, there we are. Just like that. And then there we go. Imagine a bot with HP ZTech saws. There was one of those in the competition I was planning to run with a friend of mine a while ago, who I believe goes by I am literally the fridge online, or possibly the Joe had. I don't know. It's one of those two. That did have HP ZTech saws on it, and it did actually do a fuck ton of damage. But all of those robots in that competition were quite underweight for any of the RRL weight categories, and it's also not my robot, so... depending on how late it gets, it's already half 8, depending on how late it gets by the time I'm done with this, I might show you some, I might show you that. Actually, it's pretty good. Right, and here's Panther, which is like Sludge, except kind of the same as Sludge in a higher weight class, so it doesn't tend to be the same. Although this one time, I've not... There we are. Managed to get around to the side, and this is where it's basically game over for Panther. I can just bully them around, and all their wheels are just going to fall off at this point in time. And it is kind of weird, despite the fact that it's technically a different weapon type entirely. There's quite a lot of similarities between Roadman and Quasar. Right. Indiana Robotics and Second Amendment, which is trying to be a bit more wedgy. Roadblock would make a great front bench shopper. It probably would, to be honest with you. There goes one of the side armor pieces in the Second Amendment. I'm going to see if we can do that on the other side or get around to the wheels or something. Ideally what I want is just to not hit that massive roll of spikes up front. That's going to cause us to take a lot of damage, and as you've seen, the swords are pretty easy. They're quite vulnerable to getting destroyed. Okay. There we go, we've got a KO. KOs kind of rely on the bot getting tipped up and then falling back down onto the swords. So they're not very reliable, but they do happen. Okay. Extras. 6 and 8. Vacuity. Now it's also time to wonder what Vacuity is going to be. That's the side of Vacuity. It's just going to... Oh no, we've got it over. The Acuity works best as being like a massively armoured robot that is very difficult to KO. However, like, despite the exposed wheels and stuff, that's also kind of how Roadman operates. So this is kind of a mirror match in a way. Yeah, there goes the axe head, which is going to surprise exactly 0 people. Yeah. We can get used to the grinder, otherwise it's just going to be a stalemate for 3 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to use an illegal tactics that the IA doesn't know how to do, and the Curious is actually way up. Huh. Oh no, there we are. Why is this so difficult? Right, there we are. Got the Vacuity up on the swords, and now we're going to be doing some damage. I was going to say it's towards control board, so I don't know if we can get them, but we are actually getting some. So we might be able to get a KO here. I mean, we're pushing into the grinder. There we go. There is the KO on Vacuity. Now I just got to remember where the hell I was. Mantines and Tougher Than Nails, which is this sort of side axe which is too narrow to really but yeah, let's see if we can just lock off that entire side, right? Too narrow to hit a lot of bots, which is a little bit of an issue. I just kind of pinged it up against the wall, and we're just gonna... We got it down there to control board hit super quick. It's getting those which is a bit difficult. Well, we are managing it though. There's 2. If we can get the third, where the wheels gone. Oh, both wheels are gone. They've got no wheels. And there we are. That's very good. Right. Now we've got access and allies, so I need to game mode. Allies. Access. Now Roadman. Who we are being. This is another fight I've not actually tested, but I presume Roadman will do quite well just due to being able to bully the hell out of him. Yeah. Can I feed access into allies? Yep, I can. Okay, access is down. Whoa! What was that? That was physics of some description. Roadman is also invertible. Which is another thing, and it can kind of just like climb up wedges in this orientation and keep them like that. So I don't actually know if it's more effective upside down in some cases. God fucking damn it. Oh no. Come on, Axis, save us. Let me down from this purgatory. I'm getting counted. Oh. I feel like I've just been like rickrolled or something. I feel like this is some kind of like joke. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Right. Let us go. Not battle rate. New team. Reminds you of Fusion and Tantrum. Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it? At least Roadman wasn't on fire. We have that going for us. Right, Evian and Spike 6, which is quite worrying because it's got a pretty good wedge. Well, it doesn't have the best wedge, but Roadman has exactly 0 wedge ability. We have actually got under it though, with the aid of those like rails of what are they called? Spike strips aside. Yeah, and there goes a saw because it existed. It just decided it didn't want to be on this plane of existence anymore. Get him. And this is where you can see I'm like racking up 1 billion points and barely getting any control board hits. There we go. I'm surprised we managed to get any control board hits at all yet. That was reasonably dominant, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to just get yeeted out of the arena. Speaking of yeeted out of the arena, here's Warbird, which may or may not be a problem. Just gonna... Oh, well, there goes a motor. I didn't need that saw anyway. That was an ablative saw. Right, okay. It got flipped over on where the saw got disconnected, but it flipped itself back. So that's fine. Oh. Come on, back up. Problem is, it's got armor in the exact correct places. Aha! There we are. Ooh. Now, I should just be able to pin them against the wall and get a KO. Oh, come on. Well, we're getting a wheel anyway, that's better than that. Better than nothing. Oh yeah, I just don't know what to do with itself. It's just... Oh no, it was just... Oh, you wanna go in the grinders? Yeah, sure. That's fine by me. Whoop, let's I'm gonna enter this as is for this season, but for next season I might think of like a rebuild, if there is a next season, that is. A rebuild that makes the wedging on Roadman a bit better, or even makes it use like the wedge at the back here, just the main wedge. But it's not. Right. I guess it is pretty bad up against burst wedges, but it's not god awful. I can't push Warbird for whatever reason, it's just not really liking that. Into the grinder. Oh, its wheels come back to life. I don't want to just have to sit here for a minute. We're getting sound effects to the ground. I don't know if we actually... There we go. There we go. There we go. No wheels. I'm really fighting with their wheels. Also, yeah, these spikes do make, like... They're not really grabbers because they're not active, but they do basically serve that kind of a purpose. They can grab onto, like, the wedge of an opponent and push them around the ring. I'm desperately trying to get this KO. And almost sludge fetch. So I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I can push him down at least. No, I can't. There's too much debris. We'll just leave him there then. It's fine. Right. Who's up next? Steel Dragon 2000. This is going to be physics glitches galore. We both have 4 exposed moses, so it normally ends quite badly. Let's say. There we go. But we've got them wedged. That's a start. But there we are. We've used our crucial dial to bring them to the other side of the ring. Area of the trend. I don't actually know if they're inverted, but it doesn't look like they're moving. I'm just going to push them into the ground up a good measure or not. And they are dead. Right, Meta is next with Psychogenic Harmfulness, which is... yes, it's that vertical spin. I completely didn't forget what it is. It's quite scary, I will say. One of the robots that I don't know that I can get through. It can just out-damage Roadman the entire way. I've just kind of got to hope it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit anything important. Oh, there we are, underneath it, and we've tipped it over. Oh, has it done the thing? Yeah, that weapon's not spinning. It's done the thing. Well, it sucks to be Psychogenic Harmfulness, I guess. Oh dear. Oh, that was embarrassing, but I will take it. A win's a win. Now Drilliosaurus, which is the most damaging robot. Is it? I have a feeling it's the most damaging robot in the entire league. I might be wrong, but it's very scary. And I'm just going to run into it face first. That's basically the only strategy there is. Now this is where I want to get it. Like stuck up against the wall. And in a position where I am putting the saws against the chassis. Well, there goes all of our saws. I'm just going to turn off the motor so they don't make that horrific noise. Okay, it's decided to swing. I want to push it into the grinder, but it's just a bit difficult to like get that control on Drilliosaurus because it's very slippery. It's trying to just kind of slip away. There we are. There's a wheel. While it's crab walking, we can control it a little bit better. I was hoping to get a wheel down with the saws. That's generally a good sign. I really thought that was an RAT sound effect there. It's just like swearing music. There we go. There's the other wheel. And we're going into the KO there. So there we are. I was going to say who's the most damaging now, but it did get a bunch more damage points than us. On his Surgical Glory, which is where we just lose, I'm afraid. This robot is incredibly hard to beat. It's spinning that way, so I'm going to try and apprehend it. Well, I've deleted one of the flails. I've broken one of the flails. If I turn around, I might be able to, like... No, it's broken the store. I've not broken the store. I've not broken the hole there, it's just broken the store. It's also broken off the, well, that was intended to be there as, like, weapon protection. Let's see if it gets counted out because it's instant. No, it doesn't. That's a bit of a shame. And we've lost. Have we lost both of the? Yeah, we've lost both of the. Both of those wedgelet spike strip things. I'm gonna see if I can ram it into the grinder, but I've been doing that like the entire time, and I don't see why that would start working now. And I could go for the wedge. Once again, the AI is never going to use the wedge because I don't know the rear of machines in this game. It's just... No, I can't. What the hell? I'm very not on the floor. Ah, I see. That's one of those. I been... It doesn't... Firefox is just like, hey, you still watching? Like, yeah, I put that on as background music. Ah, no, I've fed it. I fed it a wheel. I think this might once again be a case of come back here and I'll bite your legs off. Although I'm probably going to get sent to the stratosphere because there are currently 4 landmines in the arena. Come on. I can't even tell how to travel to this one now. We'll KO it, I'm sure. I'm sure the one spike strip we've got left is going to be enough to do all the damage. Well, that was incredibly sad. Right. Now we have microburst, which is also a problem because it's just got a metric fuck ton of those razor tips on the front. I'm gonna see if I can get those down to the side. I can't out-wedge this one for whatever reason, so I'm actually once again gonna go in with the wedge. The problem is that when the tops of the wheels hit it does that spin move. Now that spinning around, it wasn't me doing that, it was just the game. Kind of got down to the side there. No. The way the pistons work just make it very difficult. Ooh! Come on. Oh. I'm in space. Come on, go into the grinder. Go into the grinder. Grinder. There we are, it's down a wheel. We only fought incredibly hard for that. There we go. Go on. Why, you bastard. I think we hit the wheel now. I mean, as I said in the beginning, I'm not trying to emulate the AI here because I don't want to like spoil how these things are going to drive. Although to be fair, I don't know if I'm going to have control. I'm beached on the wall. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to send AI lines to Mike because I quite like the way I've AI'd some of these. But there was nothing I read in the application process or the rules that stated about sending in AI lines, so I assume that's going to be done. You know, it's not us doing that. This is Bioshock for another twin vert, but this one a bit more... well, it's got a small bit. Kind of at a stalemate when we were sticking each other, so I'm going to see if I can push him into the grindy with that merge. Once again, there go all the swords because why would we need swords anyway? Okay, apparently the game decided that I was going to turn around there. That's fine. We've got underneath him again though, and we're going to see if we can push him into the ground. There we are. It's on. It's on 0 chassis health, so it's only a matter of time before it goes. And that's the KO. So we've got Omnipresence and one more left. Think of what heavyweight we have. Oh, Smash. No, Smashing? Smashing is heavy? I think Smash is a super heavy. There it is. Somehow we're doing a better job against Omnipresence here than we were against... I've forgotten the name of it already. I'm terrible with this, I must say. We were stuck in a very bad place. And that place is Mars. Oh no, we bounced back in. All is well. All is well. I'm also just too lazy to restart the fight, so whoop! Gonna let that slide. This is more what I thought was gonna happen, us just like losing the wheel and then having no control and getting KO'd. Come on. Watch me. Come on. 2, 1. I'll take it. Oh, it's Jaws of Death. Right. The Jaws of Death should be fairly simple. Just have a wedge. Get under it and push it up onto the saws and cave in the underside of it. Well, I should say saw through. Cave in is how it's going to work in this game. And there's the KO. So now it is time for Permanganate, which is the namesake of the team. It's more that this is named after the name of the team than anything else, because I didn't really it's crashed. Didn't really know how to theme Permanganate. But that's about how it is. Right. Oh, this is the wrong menu, that's why I can't find the options. Right, so we want Permanganate, and we would like the AI to be Chemical X. So as I was saying, Permanganate only has this one axe as a weapon, but the thing is, I can be quite surgical with it. And the AI is set to only swing the hammer when it knows it can get a good hit, basically. It's John Reed AI now. But that means I can get. I mean, it doesn't look that impressive against Chemical X, because let's be honest, it's Chemical X. But combine this axe that can pick away at the chassis of the opponent with the 4-wheel drive, and it's actually pretty good at controlling and even KOing the enemy. And here's Hive, so we're going to get sent into space 50 billion times. One, let's see if we can rotate a bit and hit the other. Which is not ideal. Wait. I heard something great. When I broke the wheel anyway, so... Oh, that was half of my weapon. Okay, normally I pay a bit more attention to that. And that doesn't happen, but it's fine. The weapon is kind of cosmetic, but it's kind of cosmetic. And this is what I was saying. If you get in situations where the robot is up on the top like this, and if I just press my stream like button, I can kind of almost get it over. So I don't know if that should be a thing I can... I've just parked Hive up against the wall and I'm just going to leave it there. Goodbye Hive, have fun with that. Oh, I love the super heavies, they're definitely my favourite weight class. Right, and now we're up against the 20k damage achievement involving Permanganate. That is possible. Oh god, Heart Attack just almost slugfest is there, and I don't even have that much of a way. But yeah, we're just going to chip away at the McDonald's machine. Although it can't seem to work out how to move, I've confused it. There's actually one of my favourite things that happened when playing with Permanganate is Permanganate like charged me, and I like caved in the top of it, and then it backed up, sat near the grinder and just didn't move. It was just like so confused that it didn't get a one-hit KO, that it just decided it was just going to sit there in a like gigabyte, there's no tapping out in BattleBot style, just like, well, I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to tap out, I'm just going to sit in the corner and cry. So dysfunctional sepsis is scary, and I've not done a particularly good job there, but if we can get underneath the weapon of dysfunctional sepsis, we are pretty easily just going to be able to chomp onto it and deal a bunch of damage. However, if it gets under us, it could spell trouble. Oh yeah. Well, there goes a weapon. I didn't need that anyway. With a grinder with you, sir. Well, madam. Whoopsie. I'm not going to try and flip them. The other thing is that to know when it's a good idea to use the Streamex as a flipping arm, you kind of need to be a human. So that's why that's the main reason I don't want to do this. Oh, it's this music again. I've already said this music is not about. Here we go. Now Black Widow, which is a little bit of a problem because it's armored everywhere. And it's also got a drill on the front, which is one of the weapons that can actually get through the armor plating on the front of Permanganate. So yeah, we're just gonna push it into the grinder. I'm gonna try and hit this ram plate, and hopefully we can destroy it. There we are. Now we're hitting against the chassis here, but we've lost the wedge, which is not ideal because it means we're good. That also tends to happen, which is not the most ideal. Come on, get off the roof. Oh, well, there we are. That's a KO. It can get fast KOs, which surprised me even. And Aqua Dementia is kind of the exact. If I lose, this is going to be embarrassing. But the reason it's got a wedge on it is, yeah, so I had a feeling it was going to happen. But it's because of Katie's pop-up. The reason it has a wedge on it. Because originally this had like a much more powerful weapon and no wedge, but I decided to change that because it just wasn't a winning strategy, especially against flippers. Literally the only... I've tested this against Aqua Dementia so many times, and it's the only time that's happened. I would have lost... I'm just restarting to demonstrate because I would have lost that anyway. But the real idea is just get the wedge under and just launch. And then when you get it right, there we are. Typical like recording gremlins here, not so. Oftentimes it can KO Aqua Dementia in like under 15 seconds, but for some, of course, as soon as it's recorded, it's just like, now I'm gonna like one-shot your wedge. Now for Mantine's Falcon Punch, which when I was testing Permanganate's AI against Falcon Punch, I gave up initially because it got so many times where this happened, right, and it just pinned Falcon Punch the wall and just sat there until Falcon Punch got KO'd. That I was like, okay, that's not fair. And I can't be bothered to keep restarting it to get a fair fight, so I'm just gonna like assume there's nothing wrong with that. However, we are fairly well prepared to tank the damage from Vulcan and just get to that chassis and cave it in. Let's see if I can get the KO before the out there. And Vulcan has decided doesn't want to be part of this dimension, which is fair enough. Now for the legendary Smashy McSmashface, which is the best robot ever, and there's no way we can possibly beat this thing because it's just so amazing. We are going to. But the thing is with Permanganate is I feel like the style of combat it does is just bullying. It just kind of gets a grasp of the opponent and keeps pushing it around the arena into hazards and chipping away at it with the thing. Also, Blood Eagle in these sort of super heavyweight ram boxes was another thing that Permanganate was sort of designed to deal with, because as it can deal with the initial ram, and as they're trying to back away, it's just going to get to the side of them and start chipping away. The thing is, I don't think there are actually many of these in Season 2, so despite the fact that I can do this, I don't think it's actually going to be of any use. They're a little bit stuck in that tire, but it's fine. Oh yeah. And that's a KO. Right. Now Berserker, which it can actually do a voice break, can actually do a fair amount of damage. But just not when I do that. Yeah. So that was just a 360 move there. That was completely intentional. Showboating by doing a backflip during the match, and it completely wasn't the physics stage. My goal is to always try and see if I can hit that extender before I hit any of the motors. Well, we've been yeeted into the abyss, but I think it was pretty obvious we won that fight. So. Now Hyogene, which is another super heavyweight ram box, as I kind of call them, but it's another just like massively weaponized rammer in the super heavyweight division, and another one that I can just sort of bully because it can't back away faster than I can approach it with this four-wheel drive system, and as such I can just kind of bully it around the box, and there's not really much it can do in response. I've gotten almost all of the wheels on one side off, and we're hitting the chassis, which is almost down to control of this. Back up a bit so we can actually hit that later. Whoops! Yeah, and we've just buried Hyogene in the floor. It was losing so badly I just dug a grave for it mid-battle. I think that's the only thing that can be said for that. Here comes Spearmint, which if I remember correctly we can actually kind of out-wedge. Maybe not, but it does also do the thing where it backs up. It's a real problem with the Rammer AI where what the fuck was that video then? Where it just backs up into its opponent, exposing the rear side, and then that's when Permanganate can capitalize. And this is the normal behavior you sort of expect from Spearmint, but the other way around, just sort of getting underneath, bullying them around the box, taking wheels up, but Permanganate just has the power to do that, and it makes me quite happy that we're top on. Let's see if we can ring out the ring out master now. We can get a KO on Spearmint here. In under a minute. I like to think is pretty good going. And now this is when shit starts to hit the fan, because we're up against Abrin. And Abrin has a crap ton of damage, so our best bet is to basically try and knock Abrin over. And if that doesn't work, we're just screwed. There's no real other way about it. Like, there goes our wedge. You can see it's demolished everything in like 0.1 seconds. I might actually be able to get around to the back, or at least the side. No. Okay. Run away. No. There goes our axe too. And we're stuck! No! No, no, please move. Yeah. We are technically up. No, we are actually down on chassis health as well. We're losing on pretty much every measurable margin. There goes the last of the ram plates on top. This is so sad. Although we've got to the back of it, but we have no axe. I can flail the DDT burst motor, but it's not going to do anything. We've also lost the sort of side lance. However, what's actually happening here is I'm just shedding weight off the robot so we can move faster, and that means that I can run into the grinder by mistake faster. No, I should just accept fate and run head on and get munched to the end. There's no way we're winning that fight. That is a little bit worrying as well, because I believe Mantine is entering with Meg, which is sort of halfway between. What the fuck is that video game? Which is sort of halfway between Permanganate and Aberrant. Just force it and already forgotten as much as brain is not happy. I have no idea how we managed to flip white hot there, but we managed it. Over the wall? Come on, go over the wall. Maybe? I really want to throw this thing over the wall. Nah, that's not going to happen. Jump. And it's down. But yeah, that's that. And now Uragano is also a bit of an issue. The way to beat Uragano basically with this machine is box rush it and hope you knock it over the wall, which happens quite often. There we are. So that's how you beat Uragano. Tutorial. Let's just play that again, just in case you missed it the first time. You just hold down the W key, and oh, that's not good. It's not gone over the wall. Now this is a problem because it has a butt ton of weapons, and they're not an area where I can hit them with the axe over the top. They're like too tall. I have kind of got to the side here though, so that is good. Normally if I don't throw Uragano over the wall immediately, I lose. But there we are. So I do believe this is the last batch of Super Headies. We've got Id, Rabid Fox, and Overseer. Id is kind of a problem because the piston breakers can just chew through the armor I've got in front, if I remember correctly. Like, I can try and destroy them all with the axe, but it just doesn't really happen. I'm at their chassis now, but they've got my wedge, so that's going to make trapping them in a grapple a whole lot harder. If we can get to this side, we kind of can. We also don't have, because of the wedge, we don't have the range of motion on the DDT to hit them when we're on top of a machine, which is what the non-wedge version of Permanganate could do. But they've, yeah, as I was predicting, they've got through our front armor. Now we've got to be a bit more strategic in how we drive. Only present the part that has the front armor and get that KO. So, now finally we got Rabid Fox, which is another one which I think we just have to ram it straight off the gate and hope it falls over. And Overseer, which is really not a challenge. having said that, I am going to jinx myself and it's going to get a massive and embarrassing fail. That's just how it is. That was very loud, but there goes Rabbit Fox. And finally, Overseer. We should just be able to basically destroy the entire front assembly of Overseer. Yeah, there goes the weapon and the armor for the weapon, which was not being very effective there anyway. And we're getting towards the sort of armor there. Oh, I did 0 damage with that shot. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, now we go to the side, to the wheel. We can just demolish the chassis here. We should be able to get it before the sun down. There we go. So that is Team Permanagate. I hope you all enjoyed. I've certainly had quite a bit of fun. Let us see. I'm going to need to open twitch.tv and see if there's anyone we can raid. That's a convenient point to stop the music. Right. Where are we? Which? Sabrina is live. Let's raid Sabrina. I'm being told my own my own Twitch chat rules when I click on the box in Streamlabs. Okay. Slash raid stuff. Girl. Would help if I spelt it right. Girl games. Oh, also I did slash rain. That's not a command. Slash raid Stargirl games. They're not slash raid channel. Ah, Tech hates me today. I swear. Right, there we go. Oh, they're in sub only chat. That's kind of cringe. Oh well. I say go say hi, but they're it's only like follower only. See ya, peeps.